My dear Lord Shyamsundara, here I am, all yours, sitting on a rock a few inches above the water. This rushing water would carry me away just by one tilt backwards or one bow forward. This, my Lord, is actually my condition. Somehow or other, you have allowed me to be a few inches above the mundane. I am seemingly in an elevated situation, but I could tilt backwards or forwards and be absorbed in the ocean of sense gratification. I must never forget that any mercy I have is simply your causeless mercy, even though I am so unworthy. Many have taken deceit, my Lord, and have forgotten how it is by your mercy that they can be a few inches above the turbulent ocean of nations. Some thought it was by their own merit and agility that they had secured a position of stability and elevation. When such persons become inattentive, even for one moment, they can lose their balance, making fools of themselves and subsequently abusing your mercy. My dear Lord, we have practically all done this. I have also been extremely foolish. However, you have overlooked my faults many times. Please forgive me. I am so immature. My dear Lord Shyamsundara, Buddha sat under the famous Bodhi tree, prepared never to leave until he attained samadhi. Hiranyakasipu stood on his toes, practically stopping all of his bodily functions. He was so intense in his austerities that Brahma appeared to bestow benedictions. Dhruva Maharaj stopped eating and sleeping. Controlling the prana in his body, he affected the collective prana of the universe. Rantideva fasted for a long time, and even though he was starving, he gave away what little food and drink he had. The demigods, in their appreciation, offered him whatever benediction he desired. The poor Brahmin was so fixed in his daily austerity of reading the Gita that even though he was illiterate, he got your mercy. You were so pleased with his purity that you personally embraced him. 𝐤𝐬𝐢 offered his own flesh to obtain a benediction. Lord Shiva was obliged to appear and grant it. The gopis worshipped goddess Katyayani to obtain Krishna as their husband. Lord Brahma heard your instruction to perform tapasya and engage in intense meditation in order to receive the potency for planetary creation. Raghunath Das Goswami gave up all bodily maintenance, being fully absorbed in your divine essence. The sages in the forest of Namasairanya were prepared to perform yagnas for thousands of years if necessary to acquire knowledge of the highest Dharma. Now, here I am, Lord Shyam, sitting on a rock in the center of this ocean. Do I jump in and end this useless body? Or what have I been for you other than an embarrassment and a constant source of confusion? I am so puffed up that I think I can do what most have failed in doing. I am so proud that I think I have a vision others can trust and take shelter of. I challenge all of my mentors with my pride, launching ahead with this great independence. I become offender number 1. Please forgive me, my Lord, as I am so immature. My dear Lord, what a fool I am What austerities would you have me do? There is so much confusion at every level on this planet. The materialists widely seek sense gratification at any cost. The spiritualists are a little more than hypocrites, as they live lives contrary to your teachings and the examples of the great prophets. Amongst the Vaishnavas, there is little true love and cooperation. Our society of devotees has created such a circus that the Krishna conscious movement you left behind has seemingly already been destroyed externally. Around the world, people who are supposed to help us hate us, and the devotees who have been trained to serve you are deserting their ranks in great haste, confusion, and anger. I am afraid, my dear Lord, that all will be lost unless you allow some divine intervention. Advaita called you down with Ganges water and Tulasi leaves to set things in order. I know you respond to the cry of your devotees. Please hear the cries all over this planet as they call out to you in great desperation. I cry daily, but my tears are not the tears of a true devotee. Dear Lord, hear the cries of those that struggle to surrender to you, because only with your guidance will they be properly steered through these traumatic times. You have put me on this rock. If I cannot steady myself to effectively pick up the thousands, then what is the value of this life? Better to tilt forward or rock backwards and let this bag of garbage float away into oblivion. I cannot deliberately perform any great austerity, nor offer any sincere prayers. But if there is some price to help these souls, my Lord, I am ready. What can I do or give? As I am truly an insignificant beggar, lower even than those I desire to pick up. Oh, enough of these lamentations. Yes, I am most fallen, lower than the lowest. Therefore I can stand at the head of the line to make my request. This is the yuga to receive the great mercy of Lord Nityananda. So I present my case, pleading for divine intervention. My dear Lord Shyamasundara, what will you have this beggar do? I am useless, fearful, full of doubts, lust, greed, and sentimentalism. I have no knowledge or devotion, nor can I tolerate any hardships to acquire devotion. Dear Lord, before all Vaishnavas become as useless as me, please take over the situation. I sit frightened on the rock, waiting for your divine intervention.
Om Vishnu Padre Krishna Tirtha Swami Shri Krishna Shri Gaura Karuna Sakti Bhakti Tirtha Om Vishnu Padre Krishna Sai Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Moku Saraswati Devi Gaura Van Future Sister Sinivali Pastatya Desatari Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakti Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Hare Hare. Waiting for divine intervention. So here we are looking at ourselves in Krishna consciousness. having the wonderful opportunity to be little bit above the water. It means that coming to Krishna consciousness, we have been elevated. Not too high. We're on the level that any little inattention can cause us to go by inside the water. So we're not much above the water, just a little bit, as your height. So we can move forward, we can move backward, but it is always better to move forward. To move forward. Because the chance I've been given, to rise above the mundane. So this is a wonderful situation. To rise above the mundane, the process of sanctification. I'm going to a better position. But this position is given to us by the mercy of Krishna and his pure representative. Therefore, we should not think that whatever we're doing, whatever we are, they do to our ability. So here we're being one. We should not forget that it is by the mercy of Krishna and his pure representatives that has taken us above this turbulent ocean of nations. When one is conscious of this, that it is not about our ability, it's not our merit, that it is a fortune that we have been given this opportunity. We will not be inattentive. We'll be attentive to know our position. So it is always very important for us to know where we came from. We should know where we are. At the same time, we should know where we are going. If you know where we came from, it's very important. It will help us to know where we are. And when we know where we are, it will also help us to know where we are going. When we know where we are going, we will also be ready to prepare for the journey. So it is very important. Now, where we are, it is not because of our ability, not because of our intelligence, not because of our strength. The mercy has been given to us. We shouldn't forget this. And that we have secured a position and becoming comfortable should be avoided. Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur mentioned in Madhura Kadamini. When we take to Krishna consciousness and we are passing all the tests and making progress, Lord Krishna will continue to give us a lot of tests up to having position. Up to having position. If we are very, very fortunate and always attentive to recognize our position and be passing all our tests, the Krishna will give us a big position. Big position, big followers. Still, one should realize that where we are, it is not because of ability. Because if we look very carefully, we'll see that there are millions of people who are better qualified in all respects, who does not have the position we are in today. So it's not just because of ability, but the fortune is there. And that fortune has been created by the pure representatives of Krishna. based on our desire, our cry for help. This mercy comes. So, my dear Lord, we have practically all done this, being insensitive to our situation. I have also been extremely foolish. However, you have overlooked my fault many times. It is always, not just many times, it always. Therefore, there is a need for us to beg, please forgive me. I am so immature. It is due to immaturity. It is due to immaturity. Therefore, a sincere devotee should constantly pray for help, pray for protection, pray for shelter, pray for guidance. And there shouldn't be any time in our Christian consciousness where we feel comfortable and think that we are there. The moment we think like that, we're being captured. We're not there. We're not there yet. We'll be there only when we get back home, back to Buddha, or when we have transcended all dualities and have gotten a fixed position at the lotus feet of Krishna. Even then, the pure devotees who are in that position still pray as if they are neophyte. For many reasons. To teach us, neophyte, what should be done, and also show us their humility. And now we are looking at the eagerness, which is the determination, the eagerness, the determination which is necessary for our progress in Krishna consciousness. Many personalities have been mentioned. The first is Lord Buddha, who sat under the famous Bodhi tree, prepared never to live until he attains Samadhi. This is determination, a great vow. I will not live until the goal is achieved. And there is a saying that if one fights and run away, you will still have to fight again because you have not gotten to the conclusion, you have not gotten to the end. So one who fights and runs will have to fight again. But one who fought till the end will have no more fight. That is Christian consciousness. We should be so determined that whatever happens, what comes, whatever may come our way, will remain a devotee, a practicing devotee, either good or bad. Our acharyas have already testified to this and already given us the necessary mindset, the necessary mood, the necessary equipment we needed in our Christian concept. Bhakti not Thakur said, if one is happy, if one is not happy, if one is having, one does not have, one is high, one is low, whatever the situation, chant Govinda, chant Krishna, chant Govinda, Krishna, Hari. Never to give up. Never to give up. Determination. Lord Buddha did this. I would never live here until I get the perfection of my meditation. Similarly, even a demonic personality like Hiranyakasipu stood on his toes, 2 toes, practically stopping all of his bodily functions. He was not eating, he was not breathing. He was determined. He was so intense in his austerities that Brahma appeared to bestow benedictions. This is what we should learn. This is what we should learn. He's a demon. We can call him a demon, but look at the determination. He's a demon, but look at the determination. The determination was so fixed that until he get the success, the perfection of his austerity, he will never give up practice. So one person practiced austerity that his austerity shook the whole world. We have also seen the same thing, that one person, like Papa, his devotion shook the whole, he's still shaking the whole world. One soul. That is how we know the level of purity of a devotee. One soul, his devotion is shaking the whole world. One soul, demonic activity shook the whole world. The determination. He said with Dhruva Maharaj stood, he stopped eating and sleeping, controlling the prana in his body. He affected the collective prana of the universe. The same. He shook the whole world. All the demigods, they came together. Is the world going to an end now? This is not a time of dissolution, but what is happening? Lord Brahma told them, oh, my grandson is doing some austerity. The perfection has come, so I will go and stop him. So what is the message? Our devotion should affect the whole world. Our devotional service will affect the whole world. We should practice our Christian consciousness to this level. While the demons are affecting it demonically, we should affect the world divinely. Mentality, just my issue, just perfection, my salvation. It is not about my perfection, about my salvation. It is not about my purity. It's about the whole world appreciating justice by our practice. So Dhruva Maharaj devotional service shook the whole world. Not only that, Rantidev fasted for a long time, and even though he was starving, he gave away what little food and drink he had. Rantidev Maharaj austerity, his devotion was so strong that David can come to.
Hare Krishna, Srila Gurudev.
Krishna. Yes.
Srila Gurudev, it looks like the network is a little poor, so we're not
Yes.
able to hear you, Gurudev.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Gurudev, we can hear you now. In between, it was breaking a lot. Now it is better.
Okay, so you can hear me now?
Yes, Srila Gurudev, we can hear you now. Thank you very much.
Yeah, the network is breaking. Yeah, we're looking at Rantidev. The quality of his devotional service. was so strong that his devotion treated the demigods, including Lord Krishna, to come personally and expanded his glories. And suddenly it looked like they came to test him. The last thing when the Rantidev completed his fasting and he was going to eat, the little thing he had was shared among his family members. And many personalities, demigod, they discussed themselves and came. Rantidev gave his son. Family members gave their own. The last thing was okay. Because the last thing I have to say now. A Chandala came with many dogs. He has to sacrifice that. That's the proof of the quality of his austerity. Krishna is very, very merciful and always happy to glorify his devotees. A devotee want to glorify Krishna, but Krishna also have intense desire to glorify his devotees. So Rantidev sacrificed everything he had. He has to break his fight. He has to give it up, and he was glorified. That is why we can see his name in the Srimad Bhagavatam, because of the quality of his devotion. The demigods, in their appreciation, offered him whatever benediction he desired. The poor Brahmin was so fixed in his daily austerity of reading the Bhagavad Gita that even though he was illiterate, he received your mercy. He was so pleased with his purity that you personally embraced him. Determination. It is required for our success in Christian consciousness. The same thing with Salva, offered his own flesh. He was cutting his flesh and offered him in the fire for Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva was so blessed, appeared and granted, even though it was demonic, but it was so severe. He was so determined. Lord Shiva came and blessed him. He granted his benediction, the desire he has for performing such heavy austerity. The same way the gopis worship Goddess Katyayani to obtain Krishna as their husband. They were determined. They were determined to get to Krishna as their husband. For that, they can sacrifice anything. They can worship even demigod, even though demigod worship is not approved. But their determination was so strong that they can worship any person to get Krishna because it has to do with Krishna. They can do anything because it has to do with Krishna. Devotee ready to do anything because it is for Krishna. Anything. We are looking at Pradyumna. Pradyumna is one of the sons of Krishna, Dwarka. It is said that Pradyumna is ready to do any inauspicious thing provided it is blessing to Krishna. And is ready to give us auspicious thing if it is blessing to Krishna. He's ready. Anything which is blessing to Krishna, he's ready to do it, even if it is at his own detriment, his own discomfort. Provided it is a blessing to Krishna, he's ready to do it. Because it's for Krishna. And he ready to give anything he likes, provided that does not give Krishna joy. He's ready to sacrifice it without regret. Not that he's regretting, oh, if not because of Krishna, I wouldn't have it. No regret. He's ready. Lord Brahma had the instruction to perform tapasya and engage in intense meditation in order to receive the potency of plenary creation. It was not easy for Lord Brahma to do that. But he did it because Krishna wanted to. And 𝐶𝐸𝐴 Goswami glorified Lord Brahma. The most important aspect, the glorious aspect of Lord Brahma performing austerity, the glorious part of the austerity Lord Brahma did was that he did it just to satisfy Krishna. It is just to satisfy Krishna. Lord Krishna was very pleased with Kadamamuni for doing austerity. Why? He said, in this matter, well, everybody is satisfied with their own body. Everybody is interested in their own body. Everybody is interested in self. Lord Krishna said, but here I'm seeing that you sacrifice yourself for me. This is glorious. Now, that's what makes it austerity. That's what makes it worthwhile. For self-interest, one can do anything. That is easy. It is easy to do anything for self-interest, but it is not easy to do that for someone else. What the gopis did, the Brahma did, and all the pure devotees did. Kadamamundi did, just to please Krishna. It is just to please Krishna. Raghunath Goswami absorbed in your divine essence. What Raghunath Goswami did, not difficult, not easy for many people to do. Only he could do it. The food that even cows, even animals cannot eat, that is what we forget. Raghunath Goswami was eating. But he didn't get sick. Someone else tried to get sick. His determination to please Krishna removed everything inauspicious, even the poison is removed. And also we see the sages in the forest of Naimisharanya were prepared to perform yajnas for thousands of years, if necessary, to acquire knowledge of the highest dharma. They told Sutta Goswami that we are ready to extend the duration of austerity. We planned for 1,000 years, but we're ready to increase it. Don't look at the years. Don't look at the years. Look at the process of attaining success. That's all we are concerned. For years, we have not stopped. We can extend it. Now here I am, Lord Shyam, sitting on the rock in the center of this ocean. Do I jump in and end this useless body? No. For what have I been for you? For what have I been for you other than an embarrassment and a constant source of confusion? I am so puffed up that I think I can do what most have failed in doing. I'm so proud that I think I have a vision other than others can trust and take shelter of. I challenge all my mentors with my pride. Launching ahead with this great independence, I become offender number one. Please forgive me, my Lord, as I am so immature. My dear Lord, what a fool I am. What austerities will you have me do? There is so much confusion at every level on this planet. The materialists widely seek sense gratification at any cost. The spiritualists are little more than hypocrites as they live lives contrary to their teachings and the examples of the great prophets. Amongst the Vaishnavas, there is so little true love and cooperation. In fact, there's so much impersonalism among us, more than even those whom we call impersonalists. Our society of devotees has created such a circle that the Krishna consciousness movement we left behind has seemingly already been destroyed externally. Around the world, the people who are supposed to help us hate us. And the devotees who have been trained to serve you are deserting the ranks in great haste, confusion, and anger. This is our present situation. I'm afraid, my dear Lord, that all will be lost unless you allow some divine intervention. Just like Advaita Charya did. When Advaita saw the whole situation, and he could see that it is not possible for anyone else to do it other than the Supreme Lord himself. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, you cried for me. You prayed for me. You fasted for me. And because your determination was so strong, or that was resting peacefully in my abode, you woke me up. You woke me up. Please share the or what as they call out in great desperation. I cry daily too, but my tears are not the tears of a true devotee. Dear Lord, hear the cry.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, Srila Gurudev is just reconnected.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, Srila Gurudev.
I'm sorry for the it went on it. So I didn't mute it, but it went on it. Yeah. He have put this rock. If I cannot steady myself to effectively pick up the 1,000, then what is the value of this life? Better to take forward and let this bag of float away into oblivion. I cannot deliberately perform any great austerity nor offer any sincere prayers, but if there is some price to help the souls, my Lord, I am ready. What can I do or give, as I am truly an insignificant beggar, lower than those I desire to pick up? Oh, enough of these lamentations. Yes, I am most falling lower than the lowest. Therefore, I can stand at the head of line to make my request. This is the yoga to receive the great mercy of Lord Nityananda. So, I present my case, pleading for divine intervention. My dear Lord Shama Sundara, why will you have this beggar do? I am useless, fearful, full of doubt, lusty, greedy, and sentimentalism is my way. I have no knowledge or devotion, nor can I tolerate any hardship to acquire devotion, dear Lord. Before all Vaishnavas become as useless as me, please take over the situation. I sit frightened on this rock waiting for divine intervention. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Srila Gurudev. Thank you. We have come to the second section of our session, question and answers. So we would request devotees, those who have the questions, those who are ready with the questions, can raise their hands or put their questions in the chat box to ask Srila Gurudev. Thank you.
Hare Prabhu.
Krishna Maharaj, Dandavad Pranam. Very nice. I don't know which rock I'm sitting on, but my rock is still in middle of the sea. I don't know. Maharaj, actually, this explained me that we talk about the purity, actually. So, you know, like, so what is that purity and how to obtain it, actually?
Purity means no more sinful life. No more sinful life, no speculation, no doubt, no fear, no insecurity. All duality is finished. All dualities, good and bad, heat, cold, black, white, poor, rich, intelligent, dull. All these dualities, illusions are finished. One is firmly fixed in his or her original constitutional position as an eternal servant of Krishna. Not performing devotional service out of fear of incurring sin. Not taking to Krishna out of fear or for any other reason. Taking to Krishna consciousness just to give Krishna pleasure. Whatever condition one is fixed in that is purity. And to get that, the process is devotional service, Krishna consciousness. This is a process. Krishna, developing Krishna consciousness. How to develop Krishna consciousness. This is a process. Beginning from where we are, little bit above the water, we have been raised to this platform. A regulated devotional service. Don't do this, do like this, don't do this, don't do this. So just a little bit above the water. And we have to grow from here to move forward until we reach the end. One can take to Krishna consciousness at all. Yeah, because I don't want to cure sin. It's still duality. It is devotional service, but not perfect. That's not the reason for taking to Krishna consciousness. It's not about Krishna. It's just about our own salvation. Just about my own situation, but not about Krishna. So Krishna is not inside. I'm simply doing this. Like someone is chanting Hare Krishna. I'm not chanting Hare Krishna to please Lord Krishna. I enjoy chanting Hare Krishna. Maybe it's out of duty. But I'm chanting Hare Krishna. Not out of affection for Krishna. It's just for me to attain perfection because I'm suffering too much. So I don't want to incur sin again. I don't want to suffer again. They're all conditional devotions. All right.
Yes, Maharaj, thank you. And Maharaj, just in connected to this question, so these so many duality, anger, envious, jealousy, pride, so many, like sometimes it's seem to it's very sometimes I try to control this, other comes out. I try to control this, other comes out. So it's getting like into I don't know what to handle all this at a one level. So what is the medicine for handling all this duality, envious, anger, pride, lust, and everything? What is the single medicine for that?
Just do one thing. Just do only one thing. Not struggling to handle this, to handle that. Just do one thing. Fix yourself in sadhana. Just get yourself fixed in sadhana. Don't go here and there. Fix in sadhana. And somebody requested you should repeat. We were saying that devotional service is not about getting ourselves free from the sufferings. That is not Christian consciousness. I want to free myself from sufferings. That is not Christian consciousness. It is devotional service in neutrality. In the neutrality. Neutrality. There is no affection. There is no affection. There is no feelings. He said, I'm just doing it out of duty, out of fear of sin, of committing sin. I want to be free. That is not Christian consciousness. That is not devotional service. It is devotional service in neutrality on the mood. So pure Christian consciousness is free from all this. I'm just doing it because I love my friend. I want to get back to my original consistent position.
Looks like then there's some network issue. Let us just wait for a minute.
Hare Krishna Shloka. We can see you now.
Okay. My network is fluctuating. All right. Yes. So that is what should be considered as devotional service. When dasya rasa comes, and it becomes rasa, because now we have a feeling, we have dealings, we have connection with the Supreme Presence of God. So let us do one thing, just get fixed in sadhana. All other things, they will gradually fade away. If we are not concentrated, we want to do this, we want to do that, oh, it's late for me, when am I going to control my anger, when I'm going to control my loss, when I'm going to be free from envy, we just waste our time unnecessarily. Just waste our time. Just forget about all that and fixing how to do what we have to do nicely for pleasing Krishna. Just concentrate on pleasing Krishna for what we do. Right?
Yes, thank you, man. Thank you. Very nice answer. Thank you.
𝐁𝐡𝐚𝐤𝐭𝐢 Maheshwara.
Hare Krishna Shloka. We have next question from Sanjay Prabhu.
Right.
And after that, we have question from Madhvi Mataji, Madhvi Manjari Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Sanjay Prabhu. Yes.
You can hear me?
Yes, I can
Please
hear.
accept my obeisances. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much.
I feel very ashamed because your lecture was about such a high level of devotion, and I feel that I have to learn something practical in order to come closer to that. Rupa Goswami speaks about unnecessarily collecting things, and my personal experience is that like things come on their own. I don't have to do so much. Like someone gives me a gift and this and that comes here, from there, from there, from there. So maybe you can give some practical advice how to whatever comes, like all the small things we get, small gifts we get, something may be practical, something may not be so practical. Like what are principles in dealing nicely with that? Maybe you can share any experience or strategy how to deal nicely.
Yes. Rupa Goswami told us to, the principle of developing love is, he said there are 6. And giving a gift and receiving gift, they are natural, something we should practice. It's something we should practice. It is a practical thing. And it shouldn't be, oh, what am I going to give? Shouldn't be like that. Oh, what am I going to give? Everybody have everything to give. Everybody have everything to give. To call a devotee and greet is a simple thing that is great, especially in the society where we are too personal. We engage devotees when we see them. If we don't see them, we don't think about them. So who cannot call a devotee? I've not seen you for few days. If we are not living together, we are living together. I've not seen you for a few days. What is happening? I didn't see you this morning. Something I can do practical. That's a gift. Rupa is not talking about giving gold or diamond only. It's so expensive. You're going to, then the person appreciate or go and bring me some aircraft. Yeah, this is great. Just to call a devotee and greet a devotee is heavier than even giving the whole planet to somebody. The person will feel it. So giving a gift and accepting gift. Prasada. Why it is so powerful that it will make someone develop love for it? Because the intention of giving a gift, the intention is that I care for you. That will be transferred to the receiver from the giver. And then the person is affected. The intention. So it's a practical thing that
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. We may have to wait for another minute for Maharaj to reconnect. There are looks like there are some issues with the internet.
I'm sorry for that.
No problem, Maharaj.
So these are practical thing that it brings devotees together. It keeps us together. We will appreciate each other. Just the only thing we call the devotee and greet. I didn't see you this morning for program. Or visit the person and see what the person is. And if the person, oh yeah, I was having a headache, something this morning. Oh, the person is, oh, this morning I was feeling, is there any need for me to come to the program? It is a concern for the person. It looks so simple. It's a concern. Addressing that for this gift, the greatest gift. The person, oh. The devotee say, I'm seeing a lot of irregularities in the movement, the temple. With devotees, therefore, I'm not feeling enthused. Maybe I should start practicing in my house. No, this is not advice. The devotee. It's a gift. These are practical dealings we'll have that will help us to become a loving devotee, or make people to start loving us also, because we are going to get what we are giving to people. And Lord Krishna will be so happy, so happy that he'll be looking for us how to help us. Instead of selfishly thinking, waiting for Krishna to liberate you, Krishna will be looking how to liberate you, how to give you all the necessary things to come to you. These are practical things. We don't see, most of us don't show how much impersonalism is among devotees. We don't care for somebody, even if the person is sick or not know. A devotee left the body in the temple. Nobody knows until a day passes. His Grace, Gopi Pradhana Prabhu, he has a Sanskrit school in Govardhan in India. He left the body in his room there. It was not discovered until evening. Is that personalism? He's the proprietor. He's the proprietor in the school. He's teaching in that school. He started his training devotees, have devotees there, he's training. He let the body there, nobody knew until the evening before he was discovered. Is that Krishna consciousness? You become Krishna conscious like this? There are many things like that. I'm just mentioning. He asked me to give an example. This is just one thing. We're supposed to know immediately. If we want to be devotee, these are the practical things to do. We have mentioned before, if we want to be Krishna conscious, we have to be conscious first. Does it make sense?
Yes, very much.
Then there are many other things you can go into and discuss. But this is just one, a few things you can take from it. To start with, we should know each other exactly the way the parents look at the children. That is how all of us, the devotees, should look at each other. The same way the parents look at the children. That is what it means by being conscious. To be conscious first, then we can talk of Christian consciousness. Without being conscious, we can never. How are we going to be conscious of something? If I don't see that you need help, you need me, you need something, how will I care for you? How will I give you a gift? Give you a gift for what? You don't exist for me. So how will I give you anything when you don't exist for me? Only when I see that you're existing for me, then I will think of, oh, Okay, a person is there, say, I should do this, I should do that. If nobody is there, do what? To what? Otherwise, we can pick big philosophy and we still remain empty. It's happening. It's happening already. It's going on. All right.
Yes.
Next question.
Hare Krishna Gurudev. Next is the question is from Achyut Maheshwar Prabhu.
Yes,
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna Maharaj. Please
Hare
accept my
Krishna.
humble obeisances.
Thank you.
Maharaj, my question is that most of the times when I am facing problems in my life, I used to focus on solving problems rather than doing my sadhanas sincerely. I am thinking at first I should solve problems, then I will do sadhana properly. How can I overcome it, Maharaj?
You do sadhana, then the problem will disappear.
Yes.
But
That's a big mistake. If we continue to meditate on problems, the problem will continue to be with us. So we should not make problems our deity. We worship. It is there, it will come, it will come. When it comes, we just face it. If our sadhana is very strong, then problem will be less. Okay, I have an anxiety today. Then I'm not chanting. I'm trying to find how can I be free from the anxiety I'm having. Then how will anxiety go? It will remain there. When we give importance to something, that thing becomes very important for us. So if you are respecting problems and neglecting Krishna, then problem is more important. That is our deity. And we're meditating upon that. We will continue to have problems. But if you meditate on Krishna, the problem will disappear. And even if the problem comes, it is not our problem. It is Krishna's problem. Krishna will handle it for us. He promised, I will give intelligence by how we can come to him. What does it mean? I will give intelligence by which one can come to me. Krishna will give what the solution. He's the one who will allow the problem to come. Before he did that, he already arranged for the solution. So we should not tell our problems we should not tell Krishna how big is our problem. We should tell our problem how big is our Krishna.
yes, Maharaj.
If we maintain this mentality, if we keep this mindset, we will see that all the problems will come and go. They will not stay with us. They will stay only when we give them chance. And giving the chance means that we are meditating on the problem every time. I told one devotee last week. Yeah, I was telling one devotee last week. Do you know I have a stomach ulcer? No, I don't know. You fast too much. How you get? I said, I forget about it. I just forget about it. That's all. Just forget it. You remembering that you're meditating on that, then it will be a problem. Forget it. It is gone. You know that once you, okay, Maharaj said that if you have a headache, don't forget it. And it's not that, don't go to a doctor. Just forget it. Don't go to a doctor. If you have that kind of level of consciousness, you see it will disappear. But since we are not on that level, we should treat it, but don't meditate upon it. That is the point to make. All right.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Next is
Hare Krishna Srila Gurudev. Next question is from Madhavi Mataji. Her question is, we hear in the association of devotees and lots of intake due to being greedy for the nectar. And how should we assimilate the ever-increasing information without getting lost? What should be the proper mood? We do not have the power to assimilate everything we hear from a pure devotee. What is the mindset we should hear with? Please kindly help Maharaj.
If it is the pure devotees, they have our good interest in their mind while they are speaking. They have our interest in their mind. So if we are open to get it, we will get everything, and after getting, we should process it. How do we do that? We think about it. And anyone which is difficult for us, we can keep those ones and continue to do with the ones that we can handle. We'll say put it on the car park. If anyone which is too much for us to handle, now if we leave that one, those that are easy for us, should start doing that. Like sitting in the exam. If you get exam papers in your hand, and you start worrying about all the difficult questions, start doing the simple one which you know. Start doing that. By the time you start dealing with all the simple ones, continue to do that. Go ahead. You will solve all the simple ones. By the time you come to the difficult one, maybe we have already gotten the required mark to pass your exam. But if you start wasting time with the difficult one, you are not going to do the simple one, you're not going to do the difficult one. You fail the exam. So deal with the simple one that you know first and keep going. And if necessary, ask for some explanation. So ask for some explanation. I had this. What does it really mean? Because I may hear something and think that I may think that this is what it means, but actually it is different. So we ask to get the proper understanding, or it will be adjusted for our own understanding. The thing is not changed, but it will be adjusted according to our level, so we can successfully practice that and move forward. That is why we have question and answer in our system. So in other organization, there's no question. Whatever the person has just give it up and walk away. No question. Either you understand or not, just take it. But here we have questions and answers. It's our system. It is necessary for clarification so that we can understand it clearly before we do it. Does it make sense?
Yes, Maharaj, thank you so much.
Yes. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for a wonderful service.
Thank you for allowing me to join these sessions. It's very, very helpful for me. Thank you for allowing me to serve also. Thank you.
Yes. When we have desire, Krishna will always protect us. So we are happy to have you with all your services. When we pray, Krishna continue to guide you, bless you, and lead you in success.
Thank you, Maharaj. It means a lot. Thank you.
All right. I think we have gone above our time.
Thank you very much, Srila Gurudev. Thank you very much, Srila Gurudev, for this wonderful session and the question and answer session today. All the devotees are very happy and we are very grateful to you for sparing time with us. Thank you for telling us that we should understand that we should tell our problems how big our Krishna is rather than telling Krishna how big our problems is. And also you mentioned one more thing which I really liked, how wonderful we should be eager to have the association of devotees and the determination we should have for Krishna consciousness. and then Krishna reciprocates. Thank you so much, Srila Gurudev. We aspire to have your association every week, again and again.
Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Thank you, Srila Gurudev.
Jai.
Srila Bhakti 𝐸𝐴 Maharaj ki
Jai.
Jai.
His Holiness Bhakti 𝐸𝐴 Damodara Swami Maharaj ki jai.
Jai.
Thank you very much, devotees.
Dear devotees, in case your questions were unanswered, we'll be trying to address them in the Gyan Chakshu sessions. Thank you so much for joining. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.